The signal spread across the stars. You should not have done that. Now we remember you. Earth heard it. Every ally heard it. The tone was colder than before. It wasn't fear. It was awareness. The enemy, whoever they truly were, finally noticed humanity. Earth's leaders met under dark skies. The stars above them shimmered, distant but watching. Old generals said it was time to prepare for worse. Young leaders said they were already ready, because humanity had changed. No longer isolated. No longer seen as weak. Earth had stood where others ran, and now the galaxy stood behind them. But deep in the outer edges of the void, probes found something terrifying. A planet that should not exist. It floated in black space, giving off no heat. No life, no sound. But it moved, slowly, toward the center of the galaxy. Its surface was smooth, artificial. Its size, 10 times Earth. From orbit, it looked like a massive, perfect eye. It was watching. Earth called it the Harbinger, and for the first time since the war began, even the bravest human soldiers felt quiet. The President of Earth stood before the world and every allied race, delivering one message: we are not done. This enemy remembers us? Good, let them. We are not afraid of being remembered. The galaxy cheered, plans were made, Project Eclipse was launched, the creation of the largest united fleet in galactic history, over 200 species, millions of ships, billions of beings. But Earth would lead, not because of power, but because they earned it, because they chose to fight when no one else did, because they didn't wait for the enemy to reach their doors. They opened those doors and walked through. Captain Rourke returned to duty, now an admiral. Commander Sol Reyes was given full control of Vengeance. Corporal Jin received the Star of Humanity and was now a legend across dozens of worlds. But the final words of the enemy still echoed in every room. Now we remember you. It wasn't just a warning, it was a challenge, and Earth had one answer left. They carved it into the side of the Next Generation flagship. It said, "Let them come." As the camera zooms out from Earth's orbit, the stars begin to shift. Far away, in the cold, black void, something stirs. But this time, the galaxy won't hide, because Earth woke them up, and now the fight was everyone's. After the battle at Watchpoint 9, something shifted in the galaxy. For centuries, Earth was called young, foolish, too emotional. Humans were often mocked in the Galactic Senate. But now, those same senators sat in silence, replaying the battle, footage over and over. One senator from the Cravon Empire whispered, "They fought them and lived." Another asked, "Should we call Earth? Should we join them?" But fear still ruled most of the galaxy. Old powers locked down their gates. Ships were ordered to stay hidden. The stars grew quiet again. Only Earth kept speaking. From orbiting stations and deep colonies, Earth sent a new message across all channels. Help us fight or stay out of the way, but don't expect us to run. On Mars, a red desert world that once grew potatoes and trained students, warships were rising from old hangars. Factories worked day and night. New weapons were built, fast, smart, deadly. On Europa, once a science colony, engineers fitted ancient drilling machines with laser turrets. They weren't made for war, but they would be used for it anyway. Humanity was moving, but so was the enemy. Black ships appeared again, this time near a peaceful trade station orbiting the blue gas giant called Other V. The station was home to 12 alien species. No soldiers, no weapons. Just families, scientists, and merchants. The black ships didn't care. They opened fire. Within 3 minutes, the station's shields collapsed. Explosions ripped through the habitat rings. Screams echoed through the emergency channels. Most species couldn't fight. They weren't warriors. But Earth had heard the first explosion. A patrol ship, Torchlight, had been monitoring trade lanes nearby. Captain Amelia Grant, a calm and precise officer, gave a simple order. "We're going in." Her crew stared. "Captain, we're outgunned." She cut them off. "They're civilians. We don't leave them." Torchlight wasn't a big ship. It was made for patrols, not war. But it had teeth, twin railguns, and two small drone wings. As the ship raced toward the battle, Grant activated a beacon. A distress call went to Earth. She didn't ask for orders, she asked for backup. By the time torchlight arrived, 2 sections of the trade station had been destroyed. Fires burned in space. Escape pods floated like broken eggs. Grant shouted, "Engage all weapons!" She flew straight at the black ships. Torchlight's railguns fired. Drones buzzed through the battlefield like angry wasps. One black ship took a hit and cracked slightly, but it wasn't enough. Then something unexpected happened. A second human ship arrived. Then 3 more. Then 7. Earth had heard the call. Within minutes, 20 ships surrounded the enemy. The black ships didn't understand retreat, but now, for the second time, one of them turned and ran. The others were destroyed. The trade station was saved. Only 318 survivors remained, but without Earth's help, there would have been none. Across the stars, news spread fast. Alien families cried in relief. News anchors from different species, once cold toward humanity, now praised Earth. "Humans are mad," one said, "but they showed up." Another said, "They bleed for people they don't even know." On Earth, Captain Grant returned to a hero's welcome. But she refused the spotlight. "This isn't about me," she told the press. "This is about a choice. We choose to fight, even when no one else does." Behind closed doors, more alien leaders finally began to talk. "Can't win without them. We need Earth." And for the first time since the black ships appeared, a meeting was called, not by the Senate, not by the oldest empires, but by Earth. A message was sent across the stars. There is still time to stand together. But if you wait too long, we will stand alone. The galaxy held its breath. In the dark, the enemy listened. They had crushed many worlds before. None had dared to fight twice, until now, and Earth had just begun. The meeting was held on Earth, not on a neutral planet, not on a floating Senate ring. Earth made it clear, "If you want to talk, come to us." At first, only a few dared. A small group of alien leaders arrived, nervous, looking around like someone might attack. They had never been to Earth before. They expected military parades, flags, shouting. But they saw something else. They saw focus. Factories running day and night. Engineers training side by side with soldiers. Young students learning strategy in alien languages. Even children were gathering scrap metal to help build drones. Everyone was preparing. One ambassador from the Varnic Alliance asked, "Why do you fight so hard?" "This isn't just about survival, is it?" the human general replied. "No, it's about everyone. Every world, every voice, every life that these things try to erase." The aliens were quiet. Then came the message. A new black ship had been detected, larger than any before. It wasn't attacking yet. It was just sitting near the edge of Sector 19, in a silent orbit over a cold, dead planet. Scientists said, "It's watching us." Earth didn't wait. Within 24 hours, a task force was formed. Code name, Iron Sky, 10 ships, 4 carriers, 2 stealth bombers, 1 dreadnought. And leading them, the newest human battleship, EHS Defiance. The galaxy watched with wide eyes. Would Earth attack first? Yes. They did not send warnings. They did not negotiate. Defiance entered orbit and opened fire. But something strange happened. The black ship responded, not with weapons, but with words. A voice, deep and cold, echoed across all comms. It spoke no known language, but Earth's AI translated it in seconds. "You are not the first. You will not be the last." Captain Rourke of Defiance stood up. "We are the last ones you'll face without fear." He ordered the main cannon to fire. The blast hit the black ship's surface, and this time, it screamed. Not a sound, but a signal. A deep, vibrating pulse that made every ship's hull shake. A wave of fear hit the fleet. Some aliens froze, but the humans held their ground. More weapons launched. Missiles, plasma, railgun spikes. The black ship cracked open like a shell. Inside, the crew saw something no one expected. It wasn't a ship. It was a prison. Floating bodies, thousands of them, alien, human, unknown species, all frozen in strange crystal chambers. Some still alive, some twitching. The room fell silent. Commander Rourke stared at the screen. They weren't just killing us. They were collecting us. Back on Earth, the footage played live. Panic hit some worlds, but others grew angry. Messages. Flooded Earth's channels. We will fight too. Send us the specs. Our ships are yours. For the first time, a true alliance was formed, not by politics, not by old treaties, but by fire, and Earth lit the flame. The enemy now knew this war would not be quiet. The galaxy would not stay hidden, and Earth would never kneel. In the dark corners of space, more black ships began to gather. But they were not alone anymore. The galaxy had found its shield, and it had a human face. It started with one alliance, then two more joined. By the end of the week, 12 alien species had united under Earth's command. Old enemies now trained together. Ancient borders were erased. Every new ally brought ships, weapons, soldiers, and stories of worlds that had fallen. Earth became the heart of the resistance. Command centers were built on the moon. Mars produced drones by the hour. Venus, once too hot for life, became a weapons test site. Every human colony, from Saturn's moons to the edge of the solar system, became a war zone in training. The black ships were still coming, but now they were being hunted. Captain Rourke of EHS Defiance led a deep strike mission into Sector 21, a region the enemy had turned into a graveyard. The mission was clear: find the signal source, destroy whatever was commanding the Black Fleet. They called it Operation Ghostfire. It was supposed to be quick. It wasn't. The deeper they flew, the stranger the stars became. Dead systems, planets stripped clean. No signs of life, only wreckage. But then, something unexpected happened. Defiance picked up a weak signal. A voice. It was human. Please. Anyone. We're still here. The crew stared at each other in shock. Captain Rourke's voice cracked. That ship was lost 10 years ago. Another voice joined. I thought the black ships left no survivors, but they had, and they were using them. Defiance locked on and found a ghost ship, a human vessel named the Horizon, floating dead in space. Its crew had vanished years ago. Everyone thought they were gone, but they were alive. Barely. When Rourke's team boarded the ship, they found the crew weak, scared, but alive. Inside the Horizon's computer, they found data logs that told a terrible story. The black ships didn't just kill. They experimented. They copied minds. Some humans had been turned into weapons, programmed to kill their own kind. The enemy wasn't just physical, it was psychological. They're trying to break us, said one medic. They won't, Rourke replied. But Earth needed to know. Defiance raced back to the solar system with the survivors and the data. As the footage played before the Senate, silence fell. No leader dared speak. No one knew how to respond. Then the human ambassador stood. We fight not just for survival, she said, voice steady, but for memory. For those they tried to erase. For the ones they turned into monsters, and the ones we can still save. The chamber erupted in support. More worlds pledged their fleets. Some who had once laughed at Earth now saluted them, but the black ships were not done. The very next day, a new enemy weapon arrived. It wasn't a ship, it was a world, a moon carved and turned into a moving base, covered in black steel, glowing with strange energy. It drifted into a system near the Orion Gate, destroying a planet's surface in a single pulse. Earth's response? War was no longer a secret. Earth made its next move public. A new ship class was unveiled, the Titan class, a floating city of war, built from the remains of fallen human colonies. Its name, Vengeance, and behind it, 10,000 voices spoke as one. We are done hiding. The Titan-class warship Vengeance moved like a storm across space. It was Earth's answer to the enemy, Moon to thousands of humans lived aboard it, soldiers, medics, engineers, AI pilots. Alongside them were allies. Insectoid tacticians from Hive Delta, flameskin warriors from Thernax, and sharp-minded strategists from the cold world of Villis. They were all different, but they fought as one. The galaxy called them the Wall, and they were heading straight for the moon. But this time, the enemy was ready. Black ships poured from the moon like swarms. They covered the stars, moving faster than anything Earth had faced before. On the Bridge of Vengeance, Commander Saul Reyes watched the enemy numbers climb. "Sir," an officer said, "they outnumber us 15-1. Saul didn't flinch. "Then we aim faster." The battle began. It was chaos. Lasers, plasma, kinetic rail blasts, all lit up the dark like fireworks. Enemy ships rammed into Earth's front line, trying to break the formation. Some human ships were lost. Brave pilots shouted final words before impact. Drones exploded mid-flight to stop boarding pods. Still, Earth pushed forward. On the ground level of the enemy moon, squads of human and alien Marines landed. They fought, in the shadow of massive towers. Inside the moon, they found things that haunted their minds. Twisted labs, broken prisoners, alien creatures merged with machine. "They were building something here," whispered one soldier. "Something bigger." Deep inside the moon, they found it. A chamber the size of a city. A pulse generator. At the center, something ancient, something living, connected to every black ship. It turned and looked at them, not with eyes, but with thought. The psychic wave hit the soldiers like a storm. Many screamed, some fainted, but one human, Corporal Jin, a young woman born on Europa, stood still. She gritted her teeth and said, "I'm not afraid of you." Then she fired. The plasma shot hit the core. The pulse generator cracked. Above them, every black ship in orbit screamed and began to lose control. Vengeance saw its moment. All cannons. Fire. The main cannon released its full power. The moon didn't just crack, it collapsed. A shockwave spread for light minutes, shaking ships as far as Mars. The battle was over. Earth had destroyed their greatest weapon. But victory came with a price. Over 3,000 brave fighters were lost. In silence, the fleet returned home. As Earth held its largest memorial in history, leaders from 27 alien worlds stood on human ground, not just as guests, but as equals. They placed their flags beside Earth's, and for the first time, they sang Earth's anthem alongside humans. One line stood out: "We are the voice that does not fade." But just as peace was about to begin, a final signal came through space. Cracked, broken. It was from deep, deep space. A voice whispered, "You should not have done that. Now we remember you." Humanity had won the battle, but the war was not over. Not yet. In the cold edge of the galaxy, far beyond the reach of normal patrols, an old satellite blinked to life. It had not moved for thousands of years. Its metal body was covered in dust from passing comets. But now, something deep inside it activated. A low, broken signal burst out into the void. Just 3 words: "They are coming." At first, no one noticed. Then the second part of the message came. It was filled with static, fear, and one more line: "We are falling. Hide." The signal echoed across deep space. Listening posts from powerful empires picked it up. The message was real, and it came from a sector that was once home to a powerful race. Now gone. Panic spread fast. The Cravon Empire shut down all trade routes. The Mathari Confederacy pulled back every warship. Even the proud and fearless Orville lords locked down their stargates. Every powerful civilization made the same decision: stay silent, stay hidden, do not respond. In just 2 days, most of the galaxy went dark, but not Earth. On an old listening post orbiting Saturn's smallest moon, a human technician leaned forward, listening again to the strange signal. He called his commander. The commander called Earth Central. Within hours, the entire human defense council was watching the recording. The council was quiet. Then General Vega spoke. "It's real," she said, "and it's close." Many on the council wanted to follow the others. Shut the gates, go silent, stay out of it. Earth was strong, but not the strongest. Humanity had only joined the Galactic Council 400 years ago. They were still called the newcomers by most. But one outpost, far in deep space, did not wait. Commander Rena, stationed at Watchpoint 9, sent a reply. Just 4 words. "We're not hiding." Those words traveled fast. Within hours, over 50 alien networks had picked up the signal. By morning, every major news broadcast in the galaxy was replaying it. Aliens everywhere were confused. Why would humans respond? Don't they understand? They're going to be the first to die. But Earth did not change its mind. In a large underground base near the Atlantic Trench, long dormant systems woke up. Blackwall protocols were initiated. Files marked Endgame Class were pulled from archives. Earth's AI networks ran simulations. The results were bad, but one thing was clear. Hiding would not help. All over Earth, factories switched to defense mode. Civilian engineers were called back into military work. Old warships were pulled from museum orbit and rearmed. Orbital stations began to glow with power again. Even the Mars colonies, known for their peaceful farming domes, began building weapons. And as the galaxy watched, Earth broadcast a message. "This is not the first time we've faced extinction. We know how to fight." That message sent shock through the stars. In one alien school, a teacher paused the lesson and played the clip. "Children," he said, "this is why humans are dangerous. They don't fear death like we do." On a distant mining moon, an old alien worker watched the message and whispered, "Maybe. They're the only ones who can stop this." Soon, the unknown enemy began to move. Long-range telescopes picked up strange shapes in space. Black ships, without markings, no language, no signals, just silence. One by one, outposts in the outer ring vanished. No wreckage, no escape pods, nothing left. But Earth stood ready. Commander Rena's outpost was the first target. The enemy sent 3 ships toward it. Everyone expected Earth to abandon her. Instead, Earth sent 12 warships, fast, heavy, armed with AI-coordinated weapons. The battle only lasted 17 minutes. The enemy lost 2 ships. 1 escaped. Rena survived. Galactic leaders stared at the reports. No one had ever hurt these things. But humans did. An alien emperor spoke in private to his council. "The humans are fools, but they may be our only chance." Back on Earth, the Defense Council met again. This time, they were united. "We fight," General Vega said, "and we warn the others," someone added. So Earth sent another message across the stars. "Run if you want, hide if you must, but we will not run, we will not hide, we will face what's coming, together or alone." And somewhere, deep in the void, those words were heard. The enemy had found resistance. For the first time. And Earth had just declared, not this time, not again, not ever. The black ships were getting closer. Their design made no sense to any species. No engines, no windows, no heat. Just massive floating structures, silent and cold like tombstones. They didn't send warnings. They didn't demand surrender. They simply appeared and destroyed. Most of the galaxy still pretended they weren't coming. On peaceful planets, leaders gave calm speeches. "Everything is under control," they said. "Trust your governments." But in secret, they were packing ships to flee, not Earth. Earth's message had already gone viral across star networks. Billions of aliens watched the human broadcasts. Many called them reckless. Others whispered a different word: hope. Back on Watchpoint 9, Commander Rena stood on the bridge. Her hands were steady, eyes sharp. Her station floated on the edge of the Helix Rift, one of the first spots expected to be attacked. She had only 300 crew members, scientists, engineers, a few old Marines. Not enough to stop anything, but she stayed. Then the signal came. 3 enemy ships appeared near the edge of the rift. Their shape blocked starlight. The station's alarm screamed. Crew scrambled. Weapons activated. Rena gave the command with no hesitation. Broadcast to Earth. Tell them. They're here. On Earth, the message arrived at Fleet Command. Within minutes, 12 warships launched from high orbit. They weren't just powerful, they were fast. Faster than anything in the sector. Human warships had names like Justice, Independence, Resolve. They carried missiles, plasma weapons, and AI-guided turrets. But more than that, they carried something no machine could measure. Anger. These weren't just human soldiers. They were descendants of survivors, of wars, of disasters, of extinction-level events. Their history was full of darkness, but they had always fought back. And now, they would again. As Earth's fleet raced toward Watchpoint 9, the enemy attacked. 3 dark ships opened fire. No warnings, no mercy. Bright red beams slammed into the station's shields. Metal twisted. Lights failed. Crew screamed. But Rena didn't move. "We hold the line," she said, "until they arrive." On every screen across the galaxy, alien viewers watched in silence. Many expected Watchpoint 9 to vanish. But then, the humans arrived. 12 ships dropped out of warp with a thunder that shook space itself. In seconds, they opened fire. Missiles tore through the blackness. Plasma beams lit up the stars. And for the first time, the enemy ships took damage. One of the black ships cracked. Its hull split. Pieces drifted into space. It didn't scream. It didn't retreat. It just died. The second ship turned, trying to move, but Earth's flagship, Vanguard, hit it with a fusion core blast. It exploded, lighting up the void like a second sun. The third ship tried to flee, but it limped away, broken. Watchpoint 9 still stood. Across the galaxy, civilizations gasped. They hurt them. The humans actually hurt them. In alien war rooms, generals played the battle recordings over and over again. What weapons did they use? How did they track them? One scientist whispered, "No one's ever damaged those things before." But Earth wasn't finished. From the surface of the moon, a new signal was sent. This time, it wasn't a warning. It was a challenge. "To those who are listening," the message said, "we have seen the enemy, and we know one thing: they can bleed. That means they can lose." Aliens who once mocked humanity now stared in silence. Others began sending quiet signals to Earth. "We want to join. We want to help. We're tired of hiding." And deep in the galaxy's shadow, something changed. The black ships stopped moving for the first time, as if they were watching. Too, and Earth, bold and burning like a fire in the dark, stared back. They weren't done, not even close.